Hello everybody and welcome back to the video. Today we have the one, the only, the Havoc Rover MC guide. We're going to be talking about the ins and outs, the skills, the combos, the echoes that you need, and who you can play her with. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. We are just going to give a blanket overview of her skills just so you know the basics of her kit. Right now, we're going to be talking about the basic attack. So it does a simple 5-hit consecutive combo, does havoc damage, your basic filler damage. It's nothing special, but we'll get back into that later. So her next is going to be her skill. Does a simple 2-hit combo, again, generates her forte circuit. Nothing special until we get to the circuit itself. The circuit itself is basically the whole kit, the whole core of what she does. She is going to do a mini explosion and then change how her basic and skill work. Her basic is going to switch around. She's going to start using a scythe instead of her sword. It's going to change the combo entirely, give it more damage, and have you go pure berserk mode on anyone you're fighting, as well as it changes her skill. Instead of just slapping them with her wing, she's going to do a full circle cleave around whoever she's attacking, and it'll do subsequent attacks after the fact, all dealing havoc damage. So you essentially want to use your basic and skill to build up your forte circuit. Once you get the forte circuit built up, you want to use your skill, use the circuit. It'll then reset your skill so you can use it again immediately afterwards and then start spamming your basic attack. With your circuit up, your basic attack will be a good chunk of your damage. Another good chunk of her damage is going to be her resonant liberation. It's going to do roughly 20% of your total damage, and it is essentially the same thing as her base form, except it does havoc damage. It'll do an explosion in an area in front of you. Really good ability, hits like a truck. So we're gonna go talk about her intro skill now. Her intro skill is pretty basic, not even gonna front with you. All you do, dive in, smack them, and it puts you in place to do a ground slam straight after. It's nothing flashy, really just meant to do a little bit more damage when you come in. Her outro skill is a little bit better than her intro skill. It leaves a flaming patch on the ground. It's gonna do a little bit of damage, gonna do damage every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. Nothing special, but if the enemies are standing in there, it'll do a crap ton of damage. The more enemies, the better when using that. So now that we've done a brief overview of her skills, let's talk about her teams. So I prefer using Sanhua because once you get her outro skill going, it is going to give her a basic attack deepen for 38% of the damage. That is amazing for 14 seconds. As long as you outro skill to Rover, pop your forte, your basic attacks are going to be destroying people. Now, besides Sanhua, you can use any other supporter, or if you have her, you can use Verena. Verena is a great all-around support. Her outro skill gives you a all-type damage deepen for 30 seconds. Now, if you compare her, you're going to get a 15% all damage deepen with a basic attack damage deepen. That is a lot of damage for someone who just spams basic attacks. Anyone else, if you want to use Mortefi, my mistake, he also is pretty good with his ultimate and outro skill. I would definitely prefer using Verena if you have her, or by Z just for a little bit of healing on the spot. Alright, so now we're going to talk about her weapon. I'm personally using the Scale Slasher for the energy regen. I love the energy regen. I love ulting a lot. perfect for my playstyle. If it's not good for you, that is also fine. There's other options. If you can find any weapon with either attack percentage, crit, either crit rate or crit damage, also fantastic. There aren't very many weapons in the game, so please just try your best with what you got. Don't try and spend money to get different weapons. If you have one with defense, that is fine. If you have one with attack, fine. Like I said, I prefer the energy regen, but attack or crit stat is also perfect. This weapon's also good for me because I like the Concerto energy regen. But like I said, use what you got and try and make the best of what you got. The weapons right now aren't too much of an issue. Just use what you can. So now that we got that going on, we're going to be talking about her echoes. Now, she only has one real set that she wants to use, and that's going to be the Havoc set. Havoc set, the 2-piece, increases the Havoc damage she does. All around great. That's all she does is Havoc damage. And the 5-piece, using a basic or heavy attack, increases Havoc damage. She is going to be spamming her basic attacks and heavy attacks. Mainly the basics, but this will basically mean you're going to have 100% uptime on this Havoc damage increase. Now that we have that, you're going to want Dreamless for your main. People are using this one to cheese the Tower of Ascension at the moment, just having 3 characters with Dreamless. It's a good strat, does a lot of damage. Now, the main stat you're going to want with her is, because she's going to be a general DPS, you're going to either want crit rate or crit damage, whichever one you need more. Now, I prefer crit rate just because the crit damage in the game is already set at a good amount for a base, but the crit rate you don't really get a lot of. So I prefer crit rate. You're going to want to get a crit rate main, hopefully another crit rate sub, and a crit damage sub. Now that's hoping for a lot, but it can happen, and that's kind of what you're going to want in the final tuning situation you get going on. Now for your 2-3 costs, I don't have them yet, but you're going to want 2 Havoc damage 3 costs. That's going to be a total of 60% Havoc damage increase when you get them both maxed out. It's a huge bump. You're going to want it. You're going to need it, especially with all the Havoc damage increases you get from the 5-piece. Now for the 2 1-piece, all you can really hope for is getting some crit rate or crit damage subs in the tuning, and you're going to want attack percentage on both of them. Like I said, I'm still farming her out, but I know exactly what I want, and I'm giving you guys the thought process just in case you want to build her. She is a fantastic DPS. You won't regret it. Now, if you're not far enough to get Dreamless, you can always get Crownless. He is a good secondary. He's early in the game, but you're going to want to focus on getting Dreamless as soon as possible. That's going to be the end of the story. Sorry for any spoilers, but you're going to want to focus on her as much as possible. She's probably the easiest boss to farm in the game. Just go into the instance, kill her, pop out, go straight back in. You don't have to wait for any timer. Farm her as much as possible. Like I said, you're going to want crit rate or crit damage, whichever one you need more. Now, for an overview, you're going to want to go into Havoc mode whenever you can. So you're going to want to skill Havoc mode with your heavy attack, skill again, and then just go straight in the basic attack spam. That's essentially all you got to do. She is a very basic character, but she is a very good, very dependable DPS, especially for the early game. You're going to want 2 teams at the very least. I have her as one of my main DPSs, and I have Calcharo as the other DPS. I've been focusing mainly on him just because I've been super excited about him the whole time, but I have grown to love the main character. She just does so much damage, very reliable, both her Havoc and her base form. Alright, I just wanted to thank you all for watching the video. I truly appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want a different character in the future, you want me to make a guide for them, I'll be happy to. Just let me know down below. If you want to, please come and follow me on my stream. I stream every now and again on twitch.tv/cryptidbeast. I stream Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, other gacha games, and other games in general. I would truly appreciate it if you guys came and said hi. I just want to thank you all again. Have a great day. I really appreciate it. Peace.